All right, we are live on YouTube, and I'm doing something that I like to do every once in a while, and that is to stream while I'm working, because oftentimes it is easier to be kind of caught than taught. And as you watch some of what I'm doing, you can do it for yourself. And so this is primarily today for bloggers. So if you have a blog, if you have content that you want to syndicate, you want to distribute, you want to get more traffic, you want to get more leads with your content marketing, that's what we're going to be doing here for the next few minutes. And this is something I do literally every workday, is I take a little bit of time to promote content I've already written, right? Because publishing the content's only one part of it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do both syndication and distribution. Let me explain what those mean. To syndicate your blog post and your content, and by the way, as you're popping in, go ahead and just say hello and ask questions if you want. If you're watching this when I wasn't live, go ahead and ask your questions, make your comments if you like this sort of thing. And it helps me to know that I should do more of this. And also take a moment and like, share, or even subscribe to the channel. Okay, so syndicate and distribute. What are the difference? To syndicate content means that you're going to take the content just how it is, and you are going to place it in other areas online that have pockets of pockets of people who can read your content and even come back to your blog. Now, what I like to do is I like to make sure a blog has been indexed in the search engines and that it's there first, my original content. So when I share it, I'm pointing back to the original piece of content. That's syndicate. Distribute is when we're chopping up the content and putting it out there in social media in a way to drive people back to it. And there's a tool that I love to use called Missing Letter. And there's actually a link right below in the description if you want access to this tool, you want to try it out for free. So let's just jump into it. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna jump over to the screen and put on my blue blocker glasses here that I like to wear when I'm working on the computer. All right, so this is one of my blogs. This is bloggingyourpassion.com. And with bloggingyourpassion.com, let's see here. Just making sure I've got this set up, ready to go here for you guys. And it looks like we are good. Okay, so what I have here on bloggingyourpassion.com is a lot of blog posts that I'm publishing. And so what I want to do is I want to take one of these blog posts and I want to start by, I could syndicate, but I'm going to start actually showing you how to do distribution, how we can create a year's worth of social media content for one particular blog post. So I use a tool called Missing Letter. It's just a funny name. You can actually see here, it's just missing the E in letter. And let me move myself around here, make this a little bit easier. So what Missing Letter does is you connect your blog to Missing Letter. And once it's there, then as you publish new content, it's going to create a draft for you to then create an entire social media campaign. And what's really cool about Missing Letter is that it is going to look through your content. It's going to pull out quotes. It's going to create speech bubbles, quotes, pull in your pictures, all kind of really, really cool stuff that is a lot of fun. So yesterday I published this blog post on how to begin a blog for free, the 5-step success guide. So let's just use that one. And I try not to do a bunch on the same day. I try to do just one a day. And as you can see, I've got plenty here. I try to do one a day so that it's varied, if that makes sense. You're going to see this in a second. I'm using an evergreen 12-month campaign. And what it's going to do is based on when I make it go live, it's going to be like, it's going to do something on day 0, day 7, all the way out to day 365. And you'll see this in just a second. So we're going to use this one. We're going to click on Setup Campaign. And I've got this pushed to Twitter, 2 Facebook pages. I don't think I'm doing Instagram, and then LinkedIn. So that's probably, I don't think it's hooked up that way. So let's set up a campaign here. Here it goes. Okay, so the process here is that we're going to select hashtags, select our media, select the quotes, and then it's going to create all the content, and then we can just kind of go through and spot check it. And it may take me longer to explain than 5 minutes, but I can literally do this probably less than 5 minutes, even 3 minutes. So when you click on select hashtags, it's going to come up with some for you based on the topic. The ones that have the green check marks here are, move myself over, are considered to be popular ones. So you can use those, not use those. I try to do around 10. So I'm gonna kind of just do these. One little pro tip is you can use like ChatGPT. I like to use a version of ChatGPT called Magi because it has some extra little creating folders and organization around things. But if I come in here and I were to say my blog post, I'm gonna grab the title of my blog post, and I'm gonna say, actually it also saves prompts. So I have a prompt here for popular hashtags. Let me just take that one, throw this in there, and then let me grab that headline again. And see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. And so it's going to come up with some popular hashtags. So I might use some of these as it's going through. Again, what I'm doing is I'm starting with some hashtags here. Because, you know, domain names, I mean, do I want somebody that's following domain names? Probably not. Design tips is too generic. Content creation, okay, that one's okay. Add visual interest. So there's only really one that I like. I want to see if I can get some that are relevant. And so I just do a quick ask ChatGPT. Looks like it's processing. So we'll let that finish. And then I'll throw in the hashtags. Then I'll select media, which we'll do that next. Verify the quotes that it pulled out from my content, and then I just spot check the content that it's creating for me. And we'll be able to look at that in just a second. All right, looks like it's about done. Here we go. Begin a blog for free, 5-step success guide. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to have it off screen, and I am going just throw this into something else so it'll be a little bit easier so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab one of the hashtags. I'm just going to come over here, copy and paste it in, begin a blog for free, throw that in there. I'm not worried about how popular the tool says it is. I'm really just looking for stuff that's a little bit more relevant. Here's one called Startup Blog Guide. That one's a good one. Blogs without cost. And we can have anywhere from 3 to 10. I wouldn't go more than 10. Free blog creation is a good one. So I'll throw that one here. Okay, so we've got our hashtags. Next, media. So now what the tool is doing is it's pulling in the images from your blog post. Now it's even going to pull images if it's in your sidebar, if it's in your below. So there's going to be some images that are not relevant. So like, I don't really need my image in there. These are from like other articles at the end of the article. So I'm just going to remove these because they're not super relevant. And then what I'm left with is some of the images on the actual post that we can use. So these are great. Now let's select quotes. And I don't take time to read through each of these because it's just coming from my content word for word. But I find it to be really, really good stuff. I mean, you could take more time. I just kind of spot check it. But it's just pulling in content from the blog post, which is really cool. Because it takes me time to do all that, right? And we want to save time. All right, so I typically, I mean, you can go down here. If you, all these that have the little red is if you want the little red trash cans, if you want to get rid of them. These are already considered relevant. But if you go down here to where the green plus mark is, maybe you'll find one. So like this one. So maybe I like this one, so I'm going to add that one. Now it's added to my queue. All right, so now that's it. We've selected our hashtags, media, quotes. Now here's where we're going to build our campaign. This is the magic of Missing Letter. Again, this is a tool I'm using. If you're just popping on, feel free to say hello. The description, the link is in the description below to this tool. So let's look at this. All right, so what I've got here is a series of, and without going into the campaign settings, by default, Missing Letter has different campaigns. I use the Evergreen 12-month campaign. And you see here where it says day 0, if I cycle through this one blog post is going to be promoted for a year, 10 different times. And here's when it's going to happen. It's going to happen right now today. And it's going to happen, by the way, on Twitter, LinkedIn, and 2 Facebook pages. It's going to happen right now. It's going to happen on day 7. This is an entirely different post. Day 14, day 30, and then it's going to start spreading out even further. Day 60, day 90, day 180, day 270, and day 365. So it's about 10 posts. And what we're doing is we're just spot checking. Do we like what the tool came up with? And if we don't, we can do some really quick, cool edits. So like how to begin a blog for free, 5-step guide. So I want to say something like new post on this one. And typically for the day 0 one, I like getting the featured image here. So what we can do here is if you are typing on this, if you click the speech bubble, it shows this cool speech bubble down here. Or if you click on images, now you can cycle through the images. So let's just kind of cycle through the images from the blog post. Boom. So this is my featured image. I like this. So it's got a link. Where the link is tracked, we can see if people clicked on this link. It's got new post with the title. It's got some hashtags. This one's good to go. So now I just click that. Now I'm going to look at the day 7 social post. Okay, so it's pulling in a quote. Read more. This looks good. I'm good with that. Your potential blog income depends on how effectively. Let's do a different image here. That's maybe a little bit more relevant. Just cycling through here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, next one. All right, this one's happening on day 30, selling digital products, free bloggers can generate income, selling instead of an image, what if we did a quote? Let's see what the different ones it has for us. Probably a little bit too much wording since this is a lot of words and that's a lot of words. So I'm gonna go back to image and let's pick. Let's do that one. All right, boom, next one. This one's talking about Kajabi and we haven't used the featured image since day 0. And so this is like 2 months later. So let's leave it. An excellent choice for bloggers wanting to monetize their content. It's an excellent choice for bloggers wanting to. How to begin a blog for free. Yep, I like that one. Let's go with that. Built-in SEO and sharing features is perfect for writers. Okay, so this one's talking about system that I talk about. So let's go to images and let's pull in that image. Choosing your niche. How to begin a blog for free. That one looks good. And then finally, this is 365. This is like a year from right now. This is going to go out to promote the blog post I wrote a year ago. And that's the big lesson here, is posting a blog is only part of the work. You gotta continue to talk about it and share it. And it's hard to remember a blog post from a year ago and how good and how much energy and effort and quality you put into that blog post. But if you have a tool like Missing Letter, it will do it for you automatically. It's just really cool. So I'm gonna actually go back to the original featured image for this. And there we go. So once it's set up and we liked it and we kind of vetted it, I've vetted a year's worth of blog post content. I'm gonna click on Launch Campaign, which I am in the way. You can't see it. It's right here. I'm gonna click on Launch Campaign. It's just wanting to confirm that this was written by me or someone on my team. And yes, it was. And there it goes. So we got 9 posts that are going to promote this blog post over the next year. Now, keep in mind, you might be thinking, well, that's only 9 social media posts. Yeah, but I was able to create that pretty quickly, and it's not just like saying the same thing every time. It's finding different ways to point people to the same blog post. And you also have to keep in mind, if you are blogging regularly, there are going to be more posts that you're going to promote. So you want to be careful not to create 52. You might say, well, I want to promote that blog post once a week. Yeah, but once you have 12 posts or 20 posts doing that, it can get really noisy, and we don't want to do that. So that's why I like to go use this evergreen 12-month campaign inside Missing Letter. And if you just joined us, the link to this tool is down in the description. All right, I'm going to show you 2 more things I do. So that's the distribution of content. Now, I'll probably do another stream on how I distribute podcast and YouTube videos. I use a tool called repurpose.io to do that. I'm not going to take time to do that, but it's another method I use to distribute. So again, there's syndicate your content and there's distribute. Distribute, which we've been talking about, is when you're breaking up pieces of your content and you're sharing it out on social media. Syndicate content is when you're taking a piece that you've written and you're putting the full thing out there for someone to consume other places. My 2 favorite places, what we're going to do today, is Medium and LinkedIn articles. All right, so let's jump in and let's talk about that. So here we go. All right, so let's go here to Medium as a start. I'm going to go to my stories. And I just want to look at publish because I want to make sure that I'm not publishing something I've already put out there. So how many blog posts per week should you publish? Let's see what we got. One way to do this is just do a quick how many blog. I'm doing a quick using the find feature on. It's like Command F or Control F, and you can search for a word, and you can see it's not here. So we have not done that one yet. One thing you can do, I like to make sure that blog posts have been indexed in the search engines. Just an extra step that I like to take. So how many blog posts per week? So you can pop over here to your Google. If you use Google Search Console, there's probably other tools out there that can check for indexing. In fact, you can just use, you can just use Google itself. If you type in site in the link, let's see. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, nope, that's not mine. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. All right, so there is a way that you can do that. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I just like to use Google Search Console. I could pop into the Google Search Console if you have it hooked up, and I can use this inspect a URL and kind of pop this in. And it's saying, yes, my URL is on Google. The reason why I like that is because I want to make sure that I'm the original before I start sharing it out there. All right, so now we're going to pop over to stories and we're going to click on import a story. And this is cool. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it works good enough. You can take an existing URL, your blog post, and click import, and it's going to bring most, if not all of it, all into your story. And then you're just going to have to do some little bit of formatting and editing. Okay, so we've got it in here. Now let's just kind of clean this up. It always has trouble pulling in the featured image, but that's not a problem. We'll fix that. All right, so you have to do a little bit of cleanup like this. So I'm just looking to clean some of this up. Mostly just the header creates a lot of spacing sometimes. Okay. All right, so that's the first step. Sorry for all the scrolling, just trying to get back to the top. Kind of the next step I want to do is I want to make sure that my calls to action are in there. So let me show you. Just open up Medium again, and let's just go to one that's already published. This one, I think I did this one not too long ago. And if you scroll down here, you can see that there is this call to action. So this is something that I like to set up because I want to drive traffic to away from Medium to my stuff, right? Now they can get there in a lot of different ways. All of your links, if you're putting in internal links, like if they click on this, it will take them to my article on how to start a blog. But this is a way to capture them from into your video, for me, into my video training that then lets them know about my primary program, Online Business Insider. So they can go watch the whole, how I do the whole blogging system in this training. So what I want to do is I'm just going to copy this because I want to make sure I've got this over here, and we're going to plug this in. I usually like to try to plug this in about 25% of the way down. So let's do it right here. So this is what I do on Medium. I use this little add a new part section, and then I will copy and paste my kind of call to action. I like to make this stand out a little bit by using the quote feature. It just helps it to stand out a little bit like that. And then I like to use the little divider part again. So see how it's just kind of standing out a little bit as you read. Okay. Now I also do the same thing at the end. So let's just go down to the end right here. So I want one more call to action. All right, let's go down to the end, and I will do it down here kind of in the footer section. Boom. Let's do the same thing. Okay, I like to take the date away because that'll get old over time, and I don't want this to look too old. And then this is actually a link that's already set up telling people, hey, this was the original, go read the original. Okay. All right, now we just need to look at, is there anything else here we need to fix? And really the only thing we need to fix is it did not pull in our primary featured image. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to right click, save image as. And then I'm going to pop over here. And I think this is in my downloads. I am going to click on the alt text and put in my keyword phrase, which is how many blog posts per week should you publish? Save. All right. So yeah, this is good to go. All right, so we've now got all this good to go. I'm gonna go here to publish. And now you have to add a topic. Now, there's 3 ways primarily you can publish on Medium. The first way is gonna get you the most traffic, but you have to like remove any affiliate links, any calls to action in the content. You're allowed to have it at the bottom. And that is to publish via a publication. And you can see I've got lots of different publications I've published on. Sometimes I will do that. And what the publications will do is it gets published to their Medium publication, which has hundreds of thousands of users, and you get way more eyeballs and you earn money when people read the article. So that's a whole nother topic, is about earning money with Medium. I do earn a little bit of money every single month on what I publish. That is that route. The second route is to self-publish, which is what I'm going to do, meaning I'm not trying to send it to a gatekeeper on whether or not they're going to share it with their network on Medium. I'm just going to publish it on my own network. You're going to get probably less eyeballs, but as you build up followers, those followers are going to see your post too. And there's 2 ways to do that. You can meter the story. If I click on publish, I can meter the story, which means I'm going to earn a little bit of money when people read the article, or I can unmeter it. Now, by unmetering it, you allow people more of a chance of people to read it without having to pay for Medium. It's kind of a long story. So I go back and forth. I'm still experimenting with that. I'm going to leave this one metered. Now, when you just pick a topic, you can choose up to 5 or 6, and think of these as like tags. So when you start typing something in, like blogging, I try to find the biggest. I mean, I guess you could, but I try to find ones that are a little bit more niche-like and less noise. So blogging tips, blogging for business. Let's type in content writing, and then let's do, what about blogger? What about writer? Writers on writing. It's kind of cool. All right, then we're going to click publish. Boom. It's done. All right, the last one I want to do is LinkedIn. So we're going to go over to LinkedIn articles, and I'm going to click on write an article. Now, it doesn't have a cool pull it in feature. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our original blog post here, and we're going to do the old, I could do Control A, but it pulls in some extra stuff that I don't want sometimes from the very, very bottom. So I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to copy this. And by the way, it's totally appropriate and fine to, you want to be careful on the networks that you're doing syndication for to make sure they're okay with content that's been written somewhere else. Medium and LinkedIn, totally fine with it. So it's not a problem. That's why I use them. So I'm going to post that in there. Now is in here. We're going to have a little bit of cleanup work. We need to put in the headline. So let's go grab the headline. Well, it's pretty much already here. So go back to LinkedIn, pop in that headline, upload our image because we've already got that one. There we go. All right. All right, so I do something similar here with LinkedIn for the call to action. So I put the little divider. And then I like to highlight this and do the quote. Makes it stand out. Then I like to do divider again. And just kind of creates a little call out box to this. Now I actually track the links, so I need to find the link for LinkedIn, which is right here. Copy that. And the reason I'm doing this is because if somebody ends up purchasing the coaching program from going and watching this video, I can see where they came from. So I'm going to highlight this and we're going to create a link. We're going to paste in the link for LinkedIn. That's good to go. All right, this table of contents, it's what I have on the blog. It's not necessary here, so we're going to just get rid of all this. All right. Now, whenever I have this little kind of pro tip call out kind of thing, I do the same thing that I do with the other ones. See, we're just doing a little bit of cleanup work. Now, you notice it doesn't really pull in the other photos. So I still may sometimes throw in a few other photos, and it doesn't really get the click to tweet how I want it. I just get rid of this. If you look at the actual blog post, you will see example of a click to tweet. Somewhere, there's usually a couple in there, like right here. So it doesn't really pull in that well for LinkedIn. Okay, since there's a lot of content here, I do want to pull in some photos. So we're going to do that after I kind of clean this up. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted the quote. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this blog post as an example here, and I'm going to see where I added images. So here's an image here. So I could right click and download it, I guess, but I'm just doing a screenshot. Just go ahead and see go ahead and get all of our images so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me doing all this back and forth. Let's just do save image. Okay, looks like I didn't have very many images. Probably should go back to that post and add some more images because there's a lot of content there. So it looks like we had kind of two places where I talk about the tool I use for automation with blogging. So let's start there. Okay, so make this a little bit easier. I'm gonna grab this. I'm just gonna search for it in the article. Command F. There it is. Okay, so we're going to tab down. We're gonna throw in the image. I'm gonna upload that from the computer because I think I did a screenshot on this one. Let's verify, that's it. Boom. That one's in there. And then the other place, here it is. Edit and proofread thoroughly. Let's find where that is. Here it is. Add our image. I think I downloaded that one. Oops. Might not work because it downloaded as a web page. So on the Mac, you can use Command Shift 4 and you can just do a screenshot as so. And then I can come over here and drag and drop this or upload this right here. All right, so everything is good to go here. I'm ready to publish this. So I'm gonna click on next and I gotta make an announcement post. So one of the things I like to do is, go grab the title of this, is use AI. Again, I'm using a tool called Magi. I like it. Works. It uses ChatGPT 4 at the time of this recording. But it has a little bit more organized features for me. It's got the ability to save prompts. In fact, I might have one for, nope, I don't have one for this yet, so I probably should. Save prompts, organize some of your stuff into folders and projects. You can even have like this little content box that pops out. I'll probably do a future streaming on how I'm using this tool. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask it, please help me to create a LinkedIn announcement post for my new LinkedIn article, add emojis, and here is the topic. Boom. Now it's going to take a minute. You can see it's processing right along top of here, but this is the last part and we're finished. And you know, I can do this every day for takes me probably about 20 minutes. Took me probably roughly 30 to 45 with streaming and kind of teaching what I'm doing. But it's a way to syndicate the content, distribute the content, get people clicking on your links, joining your email list. It's just develop that system and that process, and then just do that process again and again and again. All right, let's see what it came up with. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm going to hit copy and then we'll do some editing over here. Just published a new LinkedIn article. Are you unsure how many blog posts you should be publishing? The answer can make a huge difference in your blog's growth and success. I've put together a comprehensive guide. Check out my latest LinkedIn article. Don't forget to like, share, comment on your thoughts. Insert the article link. I don't think I need to do that. So I'm just gonna get rid of that because they can technically just click on the picture right here to go read it. So boom, that looks good. Publish. And here is the link to the article. Let's view the post. There it is. And give you an opportunity for people to browsing on LinkedIn, they start reading and oh, What's this? Oh, this is a training. I went in on this training. Jump into the video. So there you go. That's a little bit of what I do with, lately I've been trying to publish a blog post every day, Monday through Friday. It's kind of a content velocity experiment that I'm doing. And I'm go watch actually the video. I did another video on the YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos now. It's called Work With Me. I did a Work With Me on how I use AI to write blog posts that are original and SEO optimized. You definitely don't just grab information and throw it out there. You got to work it and edit it. Go watch that. It'll show you my process. And then every day I like to distribute out a blog post where I can get it out there for a year's worth of social media interaction and traffic, and then syndicate that post so I can drive traffic back to my blog from Medium and LinkedIn. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. Hope you liked that. If you're watching the replay, just go ahead and comment anyway, ask questions. I will come back and answer questions on this video. And until next time, never forget your message matters. I'm gonna go grab some lunch and I got some things to do later on today. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for hanging out.